following is a presentation of TFNN, Living a Primal Lifestyle. Now, your hosts, Nico De Haan and Paige Clarke.
Hi, folks. Welcome to the show. It's Nico and Paige here on TFNN. How you doing, Paige?
I'm doing great, Nico.
Yeah, you always are looking great, and you're always feeling great. And
thank you so much.
it's great to be with you. Listen, the phone number here is 877-927-6648. So please give us a call. Reminder to pick up our Health Signals newsletter, folks.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's great. A lot of stuff we talked about last week. A lot of stuff in there that we haven't even talked about, and some great recipes and some great exercise on the exercise ball. I use the exercise ball a lot, too. And it really helps me train for jiu-jitsu. A lot of balancing that you can do on it. Great for ab workouts. So there's
I do it sitting by the computer.
Yeah. Well,
Really
it helps.
core.
Yeah, definitely your core. And it keeps your back nice and straight. So it's a natural. So, pick up the Health Signals newsletter. It's only $10 a month. You get 2 issues a month, folks, and a lot of information that you need to stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, of course, to keep on trading. Last week we were talking about a lot of things, and Justin had sent me a little email about the Oxford study, and I mistakenly thought it was about the Oxford Bible, which is a brand new Bible out, and that's interesting in itself.
That was interesting stuff, too, though.
Yeah, but then he sent me an email and talked about the Oxford study about vegetarianism, and I dug that up, and this is a little thing. The Oxford study is a long-term analysis comparing vegetarian and non-vegetarian diets based on various health measurements, including cholesterol, mortality, and other factors. The study involved 11,000 people in the United Kingdom, and it was really, they did a follow-up on it, and a lot of subjects were in the upper ages of 70 years old and things like that. The research findings indicate that meat and cheese consumption were positively associated with total cholesterol levels in men and women.
Big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Big deal. That's what we say, because as we know, cholesterol, high cholesterol is actually good for us. We need cholesterol. We need it for our brain functions, and
For our hormone
we'll get into
functions,
that. Yeah,
for our bodily repair.
Yeah, and
cellular repair.
What I did is I sent him this. Let me dig up this other article. It's in my iBooks account here, and this is the title of it is Health Consequences of Vegetarian Diets. It's a huge article. If anybody wants it, I'll send it to you. It's about 50 pages, and it really goes in depth about what actually is going on. And just some of the things is because the markers they're using are old markers. They're used by the drug industries to get us on drugs. And one of them, of course, is the cholesterol. We know that cholesterol now is good for us.
Exactly. And, just kind of finishing up on that study, I think what they're saying is all of these studies, this particular study, the Oxford study, and the China study, which a lot of people come in and cite to me, you have to understand that they were comparing this to people who are eating non-natural animal foods.
Indeed.
And you know what that means, guys. We're talking about conventionally CAFO-raised meat, raised on grains, eggs that are caged. We're talking about
unhealthy animals and fish. And
if you eat an unhealthy animal, you're going to have
problems.
You're going to experience the same thing.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed here too at the end, well, they're talking about fat and they're talking about cholesterol and they're tying it to heart disease, which now we know is completely false, and we'll get into that with Dr. With Dr. Oz. That was really cool. But also, vegans and vegetarians appear to be at risk for iodine deficiency, and you talk about iodine a lot.
I do. Well, I think iodine is our very first point of disinfectant for our body.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, all your blood courses through your body every 17 seconds, passing through the thyroid, getting a little dose of iodine, kind of killing those first invaders. We have some iodine in our stomach, to help kill pathogens. Yeah. So the iodine deficiency is huge. And, again, iodine deficiency leads to thyroid deficiency. Thyroid deficiency in my heart and in my book, based on my research, is the beginning of heart disease. And I'm going to say it again. Dr. Broda Barnes, my hero, said if an untreated hypothyroid doesn't die from infectious disease, remember, iodine and thyroid hormone protecting you from infection, they will eventually die of heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. So you start to question, why isn't thyroid health more treated better? Yeah. And it's not, because it produces a lot of business down the road.
Okay.
Sorry, that's my my thought.
Yeah. Another thing they talk about that Dr. Oz, well, we talked about Dr. Oz a little bit.
Yeah, with this, can I just make a point on this? So, because I put this on my Facebook page,
right.
and I, kind of feel like Dr. Oz has vindicated himself a tiny bit. Over the last few months, he was obviously kind of selling out to big pharma and big agricultural business pressure. He literally had a show where he went out and said, GMOs are fine, and there's nothing wrong with GMO foods, and there's no difference in organics. And it shocked the world. I mean, I actually went to his Facebook page, and I think he got a tremendous amount of backlash for that.
I think so.
But in this little thing, and if you guys can look it up, we got to find a way for them to take a peek at this. But
well, it's easy. You just if you go to YouTube and you put in Dr. Oz and the Great Cholesterol Myth, you'll get the video, and it's about a 15-minute segment on the two guys who wrote.
And you want to watch it. Johnny Bowden is a famous nutritionalist. I mean, just look at him; he looks like a picture of health, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
And Dr. Sinatra. Dr. Sinatra is a 40-year famous cardiologist, respected in his field, and they had a little talk about cholesterol and reviewed their book. And one of the takeaway points is Dr. Sinatra.
Here they are, right here.
Okay.
How total cholesterol levels don't matter. Okay. How statin drugs are dangerous, particularly for women. And also kids.
Well, that's the point. And many of you may not be aware, but the pharmaceutical industry is making the next big push to increase their annuity of prescription drug users by saying that let's put children on statins. Guys, I can't tell you how
early as 3 years old.
How horrible that is. Remember, we need cholesterol for cellular repair. We need it for growth. We need it for mental clarity.
Yes.
Our children's brains are growing exponentially. We do not ever want to put them on a statin.
And the brain really doesn't fully develop until about 24, 25 years old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're starting these drugs early. And, we've already inundated these children with all these drugs for ADD, deficiencies, and any kind of mental disorder.
Well, I think the ADD is partly because they're making bad cells. You make bad cells with bad fats. You don't get good saturated fats, cholesterol, you can't make good brain cells.
Yeah.
But the other thing is
what are most restaurants, especially the fast food industry, and even your good at restaurants, and we talked about this earlier, even your great restaurants that we go to, and you go in the kitchen and find out what kind of oils they're using, and what's the most
seed
prominent?
oils.
Seed oils.
And seed oils,
and bean oils.
And what?
Bean oils.
Oh, yeah, legumes, yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah.
Soybean.
Soybeans, there you go. The one that disrupts our system the most, folks.
Biggest endocrine disruptor. Another point, kind of from the Dr. Oz video, how what really matters is the size of your cholesterol, not the kind.
Yeah,
so I constantly have clients come in and they bring me their lab work and say, my doctor wants to put me on a statin, and they have a cholesterol of, 199 or 206, and I'm just shocked. I mean,
well, the HDL, of course, they consider that the healthy. H is not for healthy, but that's the way I look.
Well, they use the words healthy and lousy, and I don't even like that.
Right.
I noticed that Dr. Bowden and Dr. Sinatra didn't say anything when Dr. Oz tried to explain his little demonstration of that.
And I must say, in the video, Dr. Oz says this is the way the conventional thinking is.
Yeah, he was, and that's what I'm saying.
Nice
I think that he was being very careful, either because he knows he's gotten a lot of backlash, or because it was his way of staying safe with his sponsors by not looking like he was against it. But I want to make this point. LDL is not lousy. It is not bad. It is not your bad cholesterol. Only oxidized LDL cholesterol is.
You have to, actually, there's a test that you take to discern. The particle size test is what you need to ask your doctor about, because that's the indicator. Because
you want fluffy, fluffy A, I believe it's fluffy A, tiny B is the bad cholesterol, if there is such a thing. So ask your doctor to do a particle test, and don't get concerned. Certainly if you it's recommended that you use a statin drugs. Do your own research, guys. It's dangerous on the heart.
Yeah, and there's a lot of links in here in this article.
It's really about how high blood sugar is the cause of inflammation.
Yeah, and I think Bowden did say in there the culprit really is sugar, and the reason being is because sugar binds to your proteins and mixes with the fat and makes them sticky, and that's what causes inflammation. Again, inflammation is the problem, not the cholesterol.
As I always say, cholesterol is the innocent bystander. I can remember saying it last week.
Yeah.
It's supposed to flow through your body kind of in surveillance form, looking for any spots.
Kind of like a drone.
Yeah, kind of like a drone. Yeah, kind of like a drone, but not to kill you, though.
That's exactly
no, it's
right.
actually there to save you.
Yeah.
And to repair damage from irritation, from scratching that happens from sugars and rancid fats. And so be thankful for your cholesterol.
Exactly.
And eat healthy foods, grass-fed beef.
Yeah, stay away from the sugars and stay away from the bean oils and the seed oils and the vegetarian type of oils. Go for the great oils. When we have so many great oils, we've got the coconut oil, we've got olive oil, we've got the healthy fish oils.
And your butter.
And we got butter. I mean, what could be better than butter? Because right now, Paige and I are drinking our Tiger Brew.
That's
Bulletproof coffee, folks. Nothing like it to pep you up. And so, that
Get your
video.
healthy fats for the day.
Yeah. So watch the video on
Share it
Dr.
with
Oz.
people that you know and love. I
Yeah,
mean,
and if you want a link to it, I'll just email me and I'll send you a link to it, and I'll send you also the link to the vegetarian that other article, which is
good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. So, what else is in the news? We talked. Oh, let's talk about.
Well, there's a little article that we were just looking at too while we're finishing up about cholesterol.
Yes.
When you think about it, and the saturated fats are what we want you to look at. A saturated fat is a full ring. All the parking lots are full. There's no spot for the fat to oxidize and cause damage. That's why they're good.
Nice way of putting it. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what we do see is that the weight gain and some of the problems come when we eat foods that not only have the sugars, but they have the fats, and maybe they have the damaged sugars, right?
Yep.
So we want you to understand it is in food types. So there are, when we think of a pastry, what do you think of? It could have hydrogenated, even coconut oil, or it could have coconut oil and stuff, and it might have a lot of sugar. That might still be not a good combination.
Well, because you got grains in there, so that's bad. But
it's the grain.
People who come to me to work out and stuff and say, I want to lose weight, the first thing I ask them, what kind of diet are you on? And most of them are on a low-fat diet, and they've gained lots of weight.
I think the low-fat diet is
the
fat
worst thing
diet.
Well, of course it is,
Yeah.
because it tricks your body. So we've got this stupid mentality that low-fat is good. Even healthy people who are sort of on the paleo diet, they'll reach for, like, the salad dressing that's low-fat. Still got that in their brain, locked in.
That's a perfect opportunity to get your monosaturated fats, your olive oil.
Olive oil.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Another point I wanted to say is, we're kind of coming into allergy season, lungs,
Right.
sinuses. Did you know that your lungs need completely saturated fat to repair and build good cells? Your lungs
Makes sense.
need saturated fats. So to
all
repair.
your organs need it, right?
Well, absolutely, but it's 100%. Some of them use different forms of fat. So saturated fat's where it's at.
Folks, give us a call, 877-927-6648, and please pick up our newsletter. This is how you support the show, and this is how you get all the information that you need to stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. And all those links in there will keep you searching for the right stuff. So stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments. you take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. It's Nico and Paige here, and the number is 1-877-927-6648. I don't mention that one, I guess, but we need to put it in. Folks, I'm going to be speaking locally at the Nature's Food Patch on March 14th at 6:30. It's an hour lecture, maybe about 40 minutes of the lecture and questions and answers after that, and it's no charge. So our local health food store is supporting TFNN and living a primal lifestyle.
I like that.
That's very nice. So also remind you to pick up the Health Signals newsletter. And, you know, one of the things, Paige, is that to stay healthy, we need certain things, and there's things in our not in our medicine cabinet, but it could be our medicine cabinet. In our kitchen.
Our kitchen can be our medicine cabinet. It should be our medicine cabinet.
And basically, we're talking about herbs and spices.
Herbs and spices and everything nice.
Yeah, and each of them kind of, every little spice has a certain role to play in our body, in certain parts of our body. Is that right?
Exactly. And, you know, I want to get back to, you know, a little phrase that I like, and that is food is healthcare, folks. Yep. Medicine is sick care. So let's get that straight.
Yep.
Food is healthcare. And the very spices that you buy can help keep you healthy and happy.
And wealthy and wise.
Exactly. And I kind of, you know, all of you may know, I'm a certified aromatherapist. I love aromatherapy. What is aromatherapy? It's using the volatile oils of plants and seeds and flowers and parts of a plant, you know, to use them for healing purposes. And spices, you know, so there's a crossover between aromatherapy and spices and cooking when you think about it. I mean, there are people that use essential oils, literally as their
some
spices.
of those can help with digestion too. And we have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion. So let's go to Mike right now.
Hi, Mike.
Hey guys, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I'm actually calling on behalf of my wife. And first of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So my wife has, she doesn't have acute digestion problems, but since I've known her for 4 or 5 years, she's always had issues with digestion, and about every 4 to 6 weeks she'll go in and do a colon hydrotherapy session and stuff like that. But I'm just wondering if you have any recommendations for things that she can look into, or ways that she can maybe try to figure out what the underlying cause of that is and actually fix it instead of doing
Well, I think one of the things you have to look at is food, of course.
The food elimination diet is a great place to start.
Yeah, and if you start, I don't know if she eats a lot of grains, but that's what helped me. And
she tries to limit the amount of grains.
You have to stop them. You have to stop them. Grains and beans irritate the stomach. The proteins are hard to digest. They have phytic acid in them that disrupts our whole digestive system.
So, short of that, one of the things that she can do also is if she's over 35, chances are her stomach digestion, her stomach acid is low, contrary to what most people think. Does she have heartburn, or what are her symptoms of her digestive problems?
Well, she gets she'll get constipation. Heartburn, once in a while, but I wouldn't say that would really be a symptom. It's more constipation
slow movement.
as the symptom. She's 30 years old, and I think it's definitely gotten worse. I think the last 5 years. She doesn't need she doesn't need a lot of sugar. She is allergic to chicken, ironically, but not eggs.
Interesting.
But she tries to limit grains and eat vegetables, fish.
Yeah, I think you really hit the first thing I would recommend for sure is to just eliminate the grains.
Just eliminate.
Yeah, just eliminate.
For how long?
I'd say 90 days is a good starting point.
You start like this. No GMOs. That's kind of fun. It becomes like a little, no GMOs. Okay, so we eliminate those, and then no wheat grains, and sometimes people get scared. Oh, I can't do it. But you can do anything for a short period of time, and then just to kind of keep a diary and watch her pattern. Yeah. The other thing
the other thing. Sorry to cut you off. She and I'm a protein fat type, right? So I'm very satisfied if I eat protein fat and then I have carbs for my vegetable.
Yeah, right. Perfect.
She unfortunately only feels satisfied, at least in her mind, if she has some type of a grain. Like she always feels like she's hungry, which I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's come back and finish that.
You want to hang on a second?
Cool.
Okay,
no
great. We'll be right back after the break. And that gives me a chance to remind you to pick up my Health Signals newsletter, folks. $5 for each issue, $10 a month. Of course, 30 days free. So check it out. And we'll be back in a few minutes with Mike from Chicago. Thanks a lot.
Just recently, on December 28th, Market Insight subscribers were advised to go along the QQQ, the NASDAQ 100 ETF, on December 28th at $63.91, and only 2 trading days later, after a huge jump in the markets, Market Insight subscribers were advised to sell the QQQ at $66.64 for a $2.73 or 4.27% profit to start off 2013. At the same time, Tom O'Brien had advised his clients looking for a more leveraged trade that they could have initiated a position in the QLD, the ProShares Ultra QQQ ETF, and over the same 2 trading days, Market Insights subscribers were able to lock in a $4.48 profit or an 8.47% gain in just 1 trade. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during your free trial and pay nothing. Don't miss out on the next great trading opportunity in 2013. Act today. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. And you can give us a call at 877-927-6648. We're talking about digestion with Mike from Chicago. You still there, Mike?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, great. Couple of things that we wanted to say. Nico and I were talking about it on the break. And you mentioned that your wife is in her 30s. And a lot of times what we start to see is a decrease in hydrochloric acid. Great book out there by Dr. Jonathan Wright called Why Stomach Acid is Good for You. And one of the best ways to naturally restore your own body's hydrochloric acid for great digestion is Himalayan and Celtic sea salt.
Yes, indeed.
So
we use a lot of that, ironically.
Oh, good.
Okay, good. Well, you might be, one of the things you might want to do is, and that's good, you can put it in your water, so you're drinking kind of salty water. I mean, some people that don't like it, I'll suggest they go to something like herbsoflight.com where they have it in capsules. And swallow a couple. So that's one thing, but you also...
Interestingly enough, my wife went to a naturopath and had a bunch of, blood work done maybe a year and a half ago. And one of the things that they asked her was, I mean, do you crave salt a lot? And she said yes, all the time. And I think it's because for whatever reason her body isn't absorbing the salt, because she puts Himalayan salt on, almost all of her food.
Okay.
But
Okay,
for
so
some reason she's not absorbing it, or it's not getting into her system.
I'll tell you what that tells me. People usually give away clues. That tells me that she's probably experiencing a little adrenal and thyroid stress. See, people that have low adrenal function don't maintain salt. In fact, they lose salt. They need salt.
And she also has issues with anxiety.
Okay.
And I think that probably has something to do with that as well.
Exactly. Sure. She's got some anxiety. She probably needs some good glandular adrenal support. So, getting back to that, we also tend to crave what we're allergic to. When we say food sensitivity, what we're not digesting. And you mentioned that she does feel better with the carbs. I think, like you said, if you started getting her to work on some good, healthy, saturated fats, maybe make her a nice grass-fed steak with a salad with a little olive oil and a little bit of grass.
Oh yeah, no, she loves red meat. But she does seem to not be satisfied a lot with what she eats, and I can't figure that out.
Well, that could be that she's not eating enough fat, and one of the things that may be happening also is that her gallbladder might not be producing enough of the hydrochloric acid, so she's not assimilating the fat.
You mean the bile? She was not releasing enough bile to dissolve her fat.
So you can also, instead of the salt, maybe try hydrochloric acid with pepsin in it. You can buy that in capsule form, and there's plenty of, if you want to email me, I can give you some indicators of how to do this. Basically, you start with maybe 1 capsule or 2 capsules before you start eating, maybe another one afterwards, and you can kind of feel if it's working or not in an hour or two. And my wife started, she had much problems with the fat, and she started with like 6 or 7 capsules a day, slowly weaned off after about a 6-month period, and now she very seldom even uses it.
And that's funny because the gallbladder, we're in the liver secreting the bile so we can digest and utilize our fats. We usually talk about that. I call that the fatigued, flabby, 40, and fed up. But, she's not there yet. But, hey, with the diet today, we're seeing so much the gallbladder is so important in digesting the food. Yeah. But, keep in mind, Mike, if she wants to give me a call, I do consultations over the phone. So
that would be great. Can I email Nico?
You can, or Paige at TFNN.com.
Yeah.
So just let us know, either one of us, and she can call, and I can work with her over the phone. Sounds to me like we've got some adrenal issues going on, and she's young. She can turn it around.
Thank you very much. I'll stop monopolizing your airtime.
We appreciate the calls. The show's for you guys.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Mike.
And you can, of course, email me, Nico at TFNN.com, email Paige at TFNN.com, and we answer all our emails, and we'll send you links. We'll give you our phone numbers so you can actually talk to us, and this is really what we like.
Kind of getting back to the idea of your kitchen is your medicine cabinet, and kind of a couple other points that you might like to know, Mike. We talk about foods are medicine, and there are a lot of foods that help digestion.
Yeah.
And
the first one is oregano, right?
Well, oregano helps smooth stomach muscles, and a lot of that is because oregano is a powerful antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, kills bad stuff. And another one is, believe it or not, black pepper. Black pepper helps relieve indigestion.
I'll tell you, I love black pepper. I put it on my everything, any kind of meat that I have. I use I use a lot of spices. I like spices. I never really thought about them in this form. You
didn't think about them as your medicine.
No, I didn't, but they really are.
But that's another thing I want everyone to be aware of. A lot of us buy these spices, and all of a sudden we go, oh my God, that's been sitting there for 5 years. If you bought it at a regular conventional grocery store and it's 5 years old, throw it out. This is your medicine cabinet. This is your creativity with your food and with your cooking. So I want you to be aware that, you know how we feel about microwaving, that's irradiating. Yeah. In the United States, all conventional spices are irradiated. That means that their life force, that their powerful volatile oils that are healing are destroyed.
Buy the best spices you can. Go to the health food store, go to a place that...
Get the ones that are certified organic. Exactly. To places and into stores that don't irradiate their food. So a little farther, ginger is an anti-nausea remedy. So we're talking about cooking your food and using these spices. putting them in your smoothies, a few spices, when you do your healthy, high-speed blending phytochemical smoothies. It's great. But I also make inhalers. You all have heard, I told you that I make the inhalers for my people, not only for inhaling and going up, not through your nostrils. I make mouth inhalers. And I keep one in my purse, and it's got a ginger and black pepper and cardamom seeds, which help digest food.
That's pretty cool.
I was thinking cardamom was on this list. Oops, I just lost mine.
Well, there's another one. Garlic is a natural antiseptic. You wouldn't put that in your smoothie, probably, but
Actually, raw garlic's great. You just have to maybe put some parsley in there to so people come near you.
One of the interesting things that Cook told me a long time ago, if you roast garlic before you put it in your food, then it's not going to come back on you. You won't smell it as much, too. So,
and it's still powerful when it's cooked.
Yeah.
Cinnamon. Cinnamon is powerful, and not only does it help lower your blood pressure, but it lowers blood sugar.
So turmeric?
Yeah, well, turmeric is the all-empowering anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer. And I do tell you, guys, that turmeric likes a fat. You absorb it better when it's in a fat. Some people take in that a little turmeric to their coconut oil. I think all spices do in a way, don't they? A lot of spices are that way. They get activated more with fat. Kind of makes sense, like everything that we're saying.
Of course. So thyme relaxes your respiratory muscles. So,
and I use thyme CT linalool, which is an essential oil for overall immune building.
Yeah. And Angie in the chat room is saying, my favorite drink is fresh squeezed lemon in water with lots of cayenne pepper. Love it, and my daughter loves it too.
And hey, that's what we were just going to say. That's a great way to start your day. Cayenne pepper is loaded with vitamin C as well. And cayenne pepper is something, how they tote everyone should carry around an aspirin for in case they get a heart attack?
Right, cayenne pepper is the solution.
Cayenne pepper is the one you want to carry around because cayenne pepper is smart. If you were having a heart attack and it's administered in a little sip of water, someone's having a heart attack or a stroke.
You don't just shake it on the person?
Well, you know what? Probably would. You give them a little sip of that, it can stop a heart attack or a stroke. Also, if someone were injured in an accident and they're bleeding to death, you apply it to that, it will help the blood clot. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Smart stuff.
Why don't they teach us this in school? I mean, it's unbelievable. We have another caller here, Janice Bucks, who is from Bucks County, PA. Janice. Janice, you're on the line.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi.
Hi, Janice.
I have a question. I've been watching, and I love the show.
Thank you.
Lots of information, and I hear you talk a lot about iodine for thyroid. I've actually had parathyroid disease.
Okay.
And I was wondering if the same kind of treatment, vitamin treatment, is good for parathyroid. I know they're actually two different.
They're actually two. It's confusing because they have a name that looks so similar, but they do two different things.
Right. Right.
What's been going on with your parathyroid?
Well, actually, I had one of the glands removed. And, I don't take any supplements at this point, or I basically haven't been put on any kind of regime with food or diet. So I was wondering if you could recommend anything for that aspect of the thyroid.
Well, you mean for the parathyroid?
Yes, for healthy parathyroid.
Right. And let me ask you, what exactly was the reason that you had it taken out?
I actually was not feeling well. I was actually feeling a lot of anxiety.
So you were having high parathyroid levels?
Yeah, very high parathyroid levels. Yeah, they were at 11. And I had no idea what was actually going on with me. I actually thought I was going through more of anxiety and depression. And I went through that for a while. I was losing my appetite. And so I had my calcium levels checked. And they were actually just slightly higher than they should be, but they actually, with each test, they were elevated. And so I had it checked, and they checked the calcium level, and they actually just took out one of the parathyroids.
That's interesting, and this kind of goes along. I don't know if you've heard us talking about Dr. Ray Peat. We tend to see a lot of this going on with women. And I'm not sure how old you are, Janice, but, a lot of women, when we get into middle age, as our hormone levels are changing, the parathyroid plays a real important role in bone building and how we tell our body where to put the calcium.
Right.
And were you testing your vitamin D levels as well?
No, I was not.
Yeah, I think, believe it or not, I think, you may have been having some elevated parathyroid hormone as a result of being estrogen dominant. Low progesterone, anxiety comes along because you're feeling the anxiety. Probably want to get your vitamin D level checked, and until you do, maybe start supplementing a little bit with that. Whereabouts do you live?
Pennsylvania.
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so you're
not
not
too
getting
much sunshine right now.
Yeah, not getting much sunshine.
No.
I would check that because what you're going to have trouble with, perhaps, or that could be your weak link, is proper deposition of calcium. Parathyroid really helps us to, avoid osteoporosis, making sure that the vitamin D levels are there. So we might want to get you on a good bone building. And this doesn't mean, everyone thinks that means, calcium. No, sometimes it can be too much because you're not getting the other ingredients that are part of the synchronization. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
And
so vitamin D plays a huge role. D3, you're talking about.
Yeah, vitamin D, D3, and when they took it out, I mean, I always question, why did they take it out? Was there a nodule on it?
Yes.
Okay, there was a nodule. Okay.
Yes.
Any gland that secretes something, this is one of my little sayings, is any gland that secretes something gets into trouble, needs iodine, and or gets cancer. So that's one of the reasons that I do believe that some iodine pulsing through our body. Used to get enough, but our soils deplete now. We have neurotoxins added to our water by our cities, like fluoride and chlorine, that interfere with iodine. So I would love to chat with you a little bit more. I really would check the vitamin D levels, because what's happening is your parathyroid is bone building.
Okay.
And I'd like to talk to you about the anxiety. Is that continuing right now?
No, this has been probably a year and a half since, and they actually had put me on antidepressants in the meantime, not knowing what was going on. So I've actually kind of weaned myself off of that.
Good.
And so I'm managing right now with exercise and eating healthy.
Perfect.
But it took a little while after they took the actual gland out for me to regulate.
Well, what I think that was a sign of is that you were estrogen dominant, and our estrogen level, even though our estrogen levels as we gracefully age as we do, our progesterone levels drop significantly more. So we still, even though we're dropping estrogen, and believe it or not, we're going to talk more about Dr. Ray Peat and a lot of his philosophies. One of his tests is to test parathyroid, thyroid, TSH levels to give us an indication of if estrogen is in excess. And I think that that's kind of what we might have seen here. But my concern for you would be, let's make sure you have all the things going to have good bone building since you've had that surgery, and get your vitamin D levels checked. Feel free to call me or email me, and we can kind of take a little closer look.
Email Paige at tfnn.com, and then she'll give you her phone number. And if you want to chat or just do it by email, whatever you're comfortable with, that'll work.
No, that would be great. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Janice. And
Have
in
a
the
good day.
chat room, Mitch from Boston, it says, in the last few years, I get flushed from spices.
Well, it depends on where you're getting your spices too, Mitch. Like we were talking, I'm not sure some of the spices that we're getting are still doing their actual effects.
Now, should spices be pretty fresh? I mean,
they should be fresh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we want them to be fresh, and we don't want them to be irradiated, because then they're no longer providing their, powerful punch that we want.
Fresh spices, which means that maybe throwing out the old spices and getting some new ones in there, that might help. Folks, we got another segment left. It's 877-927-6648. Please pick up Health Signals newsletter, where you can get all this information we're talking about with all kinds of links, so you can do your own street research. And that's really what we want you to do, is find out for yourself. So do the research yourself, and we'll be glad to help. That's why we're here, to help you do the research yourself. We'll be right back.
If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Thanks for sticking around with Paige and I on Living a Primal Lifestyle, folks. And, one of our interests beyond good food and health and stuff like that is, of course, I had a real good interest in archaeology, a passion of mine all my life. So I like digging into that, and I've always wondered where we came from and how we got here on this earth. And
we share that.
Yeah, we share that. So it's a real passion of ours, and in fact, we
like going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And Larry sent me a link or a email here.
Oh yeah, that's kind of based on what we were talking about last week.
Yeah, it says
Santos
you and Paige
Bonacci.
mentioned Santos Bonacci on your TV show. I did some reviewing of his information. It is overwhelming. Well, that's for sure. It is complex, very complex. And my take-home lesson is that they have been have been controlling us far longer than I ever imagined, and as old as the old Europe and the Vatican influence, et cetera, et cetera. Is this something you also concluded? Well,
overwhelming,
yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's
we
even.
agree.
I think even beyond that. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the guy was talking about that the ancient Egyptians had a kind of like a Tesla type of electricity.
Absolutely.
And this is what the pyramids were. And he
They were
said,
charging stations. They're all over the world.
Exactly. And they were charging stations all over the world. And this is what they call the free energy. Tesla proved it exists. And there's many people around the world now that we have the internet are conversing on this. And it's real interesting. So, we are digging into all this type of stuff. Santos Bonacci is a passion of mine. To Friday afternoons after the show, I listen to about an hour of his because his go on and on. A lot of his things are 4 or 5 hours long.
Mr. Astrotheology is his YouTube station. You can see his videos. They're all about 2 hours long. It will take you weeks to see it, absorb it. But see if it resonates. It'd be interesting to see what you all think. I've actually had personal consultations with him. I consider him one of my teachers. Yeah. And
there's many people that are interesting like that out there. One other one that I just sent you a link the other day with Danny Wilton, and he's talking about the Orion Nebula and how it's depicted in many of the Renaissance artists, but also in lots of different churches, also in the pyramids, in the Mayan pyramids. And of course, if you know anything about the star charts and if you start looking at the Hubble's images of the Orion Nebula, you can see the 3 stars, Regula and the Orion stars, which actually are depicted on the Gaza plain with the 3 pyramids.
Exactly. And it gives
But you cannot see the Orion Nebula. So how did all these ancient cultures refer to the Orion Nebula and refer to Isis, which is the Orion, and also have maps of this? So
they were just... you have no idea.
Yeah, and Danny kind of says, and this might be a subconscious thing. I'm not really buying that they were hallucinating and they were drawing the stuff. Maybe, because there's a lot of great hallucinogens out there. But also... there could be other cultures that have been gone.
My personal belief is that we think we are so advanced, but in fact, it really hit me when Santos did a diagram of the way the universe is mapped out to the human body. Yes. So if you can imagine a human body lying down, the head being Aries, the feet being Pisces. So the whole body from the head to the feet, the age of Pisces. We just left the age of Pisces. We're working our way back up, folks. We're working our way back. We're waking up.
And that's why things keep going faster and faster. We're actually going faster because the stars are lining. We've only got a few seconds left. The other thing I wanted to mention, another guy that I follow is the Suspicious Observer on YouTube, and you can Google him. And he has a 3-minute update every day that maybe open your eyes to what is actually happening with the planet and earthquakes and our weather, and it's very interesting, and I like that better than watching Fox News or MSNBC or anything like that. That's the show today, folks. We're digging into a lot of things, and we may expand this whole show thing for another hour, and maybe in a month, 3 months or so down the line.
Send us your topics. We got all the topics. Ideas from you all.
Yeah, send us the information, and we'll talk to you next week. See ya.